Donell Harvin, former D.C. Chief of Homeland Security and Intelligence and a faculty member at Georgetown University. Donell, welcome. Great to see you. So during Director Patel's hearing today, we heard the word radicalization quite a bit. From your experience, what does that look like, and how does someone become radicalized?
Well, this is something that we teach in class. I've been tracking for at least about 15 years, and it's gotten worse with the advent, obviously, of the internet. We had radicalization before the internet was here, but it's gotten worse, and that's because of social media and the algorithms that they use. Many people have heard about these algorithms. What happens is that, take, for example, you like cats, and you click like on a cat video. Well, before you know it, you'll be sent to tons and tons of cat videos. And so now use that analogy for hate, any hate that you want, hate against Jews, hate against blacks, hate against anybody else. And so if you click on something, you like something, eventually the algorithm will understand what you like, and it will drive you to just that content. And that actually drives radicalization.
Yeah. We know Patel was asked about, of course, the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination. Donell, when something like this happens, what are the first steps for law enforcement, and what does it look like when you have a situation where it's a lot of different organizations? It's the FBI working with state and local officials.
Well, the FBI brings a whole host of capabilities that the state and locals don't have. Specifically, they're able to what we call interrogate electronic devices, cell phones, laptops, social media accounts, and actually pull back or pull up, if you will, content that may have been deleted. So you heard in the press conference that the accused killer said, delete these texts or delete these messages. Well, the FBI has technological capabilities to get that information back. State and locals don't have that. Meanwhile, the state and locals really do play an important role because they can knock on doors of people that may be associated that's in state. What FBI can do is look in that online environment, which is exactly the role they're playing. These individuals may not live in the state, and the FBI has the capability to look across state lines at people who may have been involved or may have known about this plot.
Yeah, the Attorney General's office today was saying it could be even more than 20 people. He wasn't exact, and that they actually don't even have to be here in the United States. They could
Correct.
be in other parts of the world. Now that Robinson has been charged with aggravated murder, 7 other counts, he could face the death penalty. Donell, where does the investigation go from here? What's next?
Well, the investigation is a two-part investigation. One, it's making sure that you have really a locked-tight case against this defendant to make sure that the prosecution that you bring will be successful. The second part is what we talked about just now, which is casting a wide enough net to make sure that you haven't missed any actors that may have known or attributed or been knowing of this type of event, that this incident was going to happen, this assassination. And then there'll be clearly a political backlash. There'll be a larger discussion about radicalization. Some of these, there is no guardrails to some of these chat rooms that you'll see in Discord and Reddit. And so later on, the politicians will pick up and say, how do we prevent this radicalization? But right now, from the law enforcement standpoint, they want to make sure that they got all the bad guys if there's an S in there.
Yeah, just a few seconds left to know, but political violence, we're all seeing it just rise in America. It's on display more than ever. Just your a final thought on that and what needs to be done.
Like I said, I'm a student of this as well as a professor. We've always seen political violence, but now we're seeing it being targeted violence against individuals, which we haven't seen. We've had, environmentalists and other people burning churches and things like that when no one's there. But now it really is cranked up a notch with targeted individuals. And now we're not even seeing politicians. We're seeing people like Charlie Kirk, who's basically a citizen, an influencer being targeted. And we're really, really going into some dark times, I think, when it comes to this type of radicalization.
Yeah, it's a heavy week, heavy time right now in America. Donell Harvin, thank you very much. Great to have you on tonight.